This video is about chronic pain or illness in the body. If you have chronic disease, pain, a chronic condition in your body, this video is about that and the recognition that beyond the physical taking care of your condition, going to the doctor, getting treatments, whatever you choose, whether it's alternative or allopathic. So you've tended to your physical condition. It's a chronic condition, whether it's autoimmune or arthritis or digestive problem or migraines, whatever it is, a chronic condition, a chronic disease, chronic pain in your body. And once you've taken care of the physical and you've changed your diet and your exercising and your lifestyle is supporting healing and health, and you still find yourself struggling, you still find that, okay, it has improved, but not fully, then the invitation today is to go deeper than just the physical. The invitation today is, I'm going to share with you a method that I've used to help myself with chronic lower back pain that I was suffering with for many, many years. And I learned this way, the Wisdom Well way, from my teacher, Colleen Joy Page. And it really has changed my life. And the Wisdom Well way method is not just for chronic pain. It's actually a way of tuning in and dropping in and deep and opening to wisdom, to truth, and to asking questions and allowing the answers to come in. It's like tuning into a radio station, into the radio station of wisdom and truth and deeper knowing that isn't just of the mind and of the physical level. And so by no means is the Wisdom Well way, a replacement for taking care of what needs to be taken care of in the body, especially when it comes to chronic illness. But it's an invitation for another perspective of dealing with chronic illness, chronic pain, chronic disease in the body. My name is Julia, and I'm an embodiment life coach. And I support people in shifting from living in the mind and in the head to living from the whole being, from the mind, the heart, the belly, the holy wholeness of our being. And today I want to share with you about the Wisdom Well way and how it helped me deal with my chronic lower back pain. For many, many years I struggled. I used to have episodes of chronic lower back pain. I would be in so much pain that I wouldn't even be able to walk, to move, to pick up anything. I used to waddle around like a penguin. My whole way of walking, I was, literally like a penguin waddling around because it's the only way that I could move. And it was very debilitating. As anyone who's had lower back pain or any kind of pain knows, I would feel so vulnerable. I'd feel so afraid and feel, incredibly vulnerable, incredibly fragile during these episodes of pain. And I would go I'd go to a chiropractor when I lived in Cape Town. But when I moved here to where I live, I found a wonderful body stress release practitioner. And she helped me a lot to relieve the pain, and I was so grateful to her for that. And I would be fine for a couple of months, and then I'd be doing something and it would come again. And then when I learned the Wisdom Well way from Colleen, I practiced it, and I really got to the root cause of my pain. And it took many rounds of this, It's like shedding an onion. I would do one round and I'd drop to a deeper knowing. And then the episode would come again and I'd drop deeper and some more would be revealed. And when I used the Wisdom Well way, I got a deeper understanding that this pain wasn't just about, how I was exercising or moving, that it was really about it revealed to me that my whole relationship with my body, with exercising, was coming from fear. Underneath all the different layers, it was about fear. That my motivation to exercise, to move, to stay healthy was coming from fear and not from love. And that fear led me to over-exercise, overdo. It was all about that I wasn't actually embodying this body while I was exercising. It was more about achieving an outcome. And I wasn't actually in my body. So I wasn't really intimately in touch with how I was moving, what I was doing. And it really invited me to actually drop deeply in my body, to feel, to be with this one while I was exercising. And to feel into, okay, how does this move? How does this exercise feel inside? Slowing down, doing much less, and being much more present in my body. And coming from love, for an appreciation of this physical form. That it was about an exploration, a curiosity, as opposed to, I've got to achieve an outcome. And it really changed my whole relationship with exercise, with my body, with yoga that I love. And since then, I might have had 1 or 2 episodes, but I moved through it so much more quickly. I drop in, I recognize, and I move through it. And the Wisdom Well way was the pathway that I found. So what is the Wisdom Well way? Well, basically it's a 4-step process of asking and tuning in to what is here and going deeper than the surface, and asking really powerful questions and receiving, listening for wisdom and the truth to drop in. And Colleen uses the metaphor of a well and a bucket. So if you imagine a beautiful well with this water inside, and you drop a bucket into the well, let it be filled up with water, and then you drink from this water and receive the nourishment of the water. That's why it's called the Wisdom Well way. So the first step is to dig the well. The second step is we ask a powerful question. And that's dropping the bucket into the water. The question is the bucket. The third step is to open. And the fourth step is drink the wisdom that comes so that it can nourish our whole being. So what does it look like practically? So let me give you the example of what I went through. So the first step is to dig. It's about going down and deep into this body and really feeling, okay, around this topic that I want to explore. This dis-ease, this illness, this pain in my body. This is the topic. What does it bring up in me? How do I feel when I'm sitting with this pain or this chronic condition in my body? And it's about really dropping into the body, digging, going down into the earth, into the dark places that we don't want to go to, where it's dark and unknown, into the body, not in the mind, not analyzing, not thinking, but coming down into the well of the body, digging in the dirt and feeling into what happens. How does this body respond around this topic? And I would have my journal with me and I just write whatever comes up for me. Scared, afraid, what's going to happen? I can't move. I'm so vulnerable. I would just write down everything that comes up for me, just stream of consciousness, whatever comes up for me around the topic of this pain in my body. So I would just vomit out everything that I would feel and experience in the body around this issue of pain in my body. And then I would go to the second step, which is about asking. And this is about asking a powerful question An open question. So an open question is a question that invites. So so the question I would be is, what is the deeper truth about this backache in my body? What is this pain wanting me to know? What is the message of this lower back pain? Or how does wisdom see what's going on? You'll notice the question is an open question. So a closed question has a yes or no answer. Or a question is, what should I do? Or a closed question would be, what is this? I'm trying to think of a closed question in this moment. It has a yes or no answer, or a should. If you have a question, there's a should or a why or a must. It's not a helpful question. And so an open question is like dropping the bucket into the well. And then the third is opening. It's allowing your bucket to be filled with water. It's about listening for wisdom, for truth, for a deeper knowing. And the more relaxed I am, the more that I can receive. So you'll see the opening is it's a movement of resting back and down. It's relaxing, it's opening. It's a receiving space of being. It's dropping into the body and listening, receiving wisdom and truth about this condition in the body. And then the final step, when wisdom comes in, and it just drops in, it's a knowing. Something just drops in and you just know, okay, yeah, it feels, it opens the body, this wisdom and truth that drops in. And the final step is drinking. Just drinking the nourishment of what you have received. This truth, this wisdom, this revelation, this clear seeing that has come to you. You didn't figure it out in your mind, but when you receive this wisdom, then you drink, you give it to the body to receive. So with my backache, I recognized that the knowing of that I was coming from fear and not from love. And something opened in me. This revelation. And the revelation that my body was, that I was treating my body like a commodity, like an object. And the invitation was to come with kindness to the body, to come with a sense of appreciation, of reverence, of being in my body rather than objectifying it as this thing that I needed to use to get to an outcome. I was dropping in and just really loving this body, appreciating it, recognizing that it was this temple. And when I come from the love that I am and recognize it as this beautiful vehicle to express this love through yoga, through movement, that so much more was possible for me. So this wisdom well way, where you dig, feel into what is this pain in your body, this dis-ease that you've been living with. whether it's an autoimmune disease or chronic irritable bowel syndrome, maybe you have chronic migraines, or maybe you're struggling with, a chronic blood pressure or diabetes. Whatever it is, it's a chronic condition that is still here and hasn't been resolved. You feel into how it is in your body, and then you ask a powerful question. Pain, chronic illness, chronic disease is coming to show you something. So you're curious. What is this disease wanting to show me? What is the deeper terrain of this disease? What's really going on in my body that I'd want to see clearly? If I could see from the eyes of wisdom, what would I see in this illness that's happening in my body? And then it's opening to receive wisdom, truth, deeper insight, deeper understanding, clear seeing. And then when you receive, it's drinking this revelation that feels like it opens the body, and then to go and live that in your life. Maybe you've got to change something. I know I had to. Be my body in a more gentle, softer way. To really listen into and move with much more care, to do less, to go slower. So drinking in, it's going, then you go and live that. And sometimes when you use the wisdom well way, when you're tuning in, you don't always get an answer there and then. But maybe that day or later on, you might be just doing something in your life and suddenly something just pops in and it's like, oh yeah, something you just receive, some information, some knowing that feels right. It feels good. It opens your body. So be aware, even after you've tuned in. Just stay awake and aware and notice things that come to you. Synchronicities, an encounter with somebody. You hear something and it just, oh my, that's actually the answer I've been looking for. Maybe you see something on YouTube or you read a piece of information and suddenly it's like, yeah, that's actually an answer to what I was actually looking for. So don't be attached to getting an answer in that moment when you are doing the wisdom well way. I know it sounds like a paradox, because why are you doing the wisdom well way if you don't want an answer? Okay, so your intention is to receive wisdom and clear seeing, and then you let that go. You have no attachment to an outcome. And the best way to approach the wisdom well way is with curiosity and lightness. Light, curious attention. Make it playful, make it fun. Okay, when you start to become, like, oh, I've got to get an answer, or I want an answer, you're getting attached. It doesn't work. Okay, the wisdom well way, the context, the paradigm of wisdom well way tuning in is a relaxed, curious attention with the intention of receiving an answer, receiving wisdom and truth and insight, but they're not being attached to that. And in my experience of using this method for probably more than 5 years, it's a practice. The more I do it, the more I find my way with it. It's a practice. The more you do it, the better you get. And that's why I love, as a life coach, I love supporting people in helping them practice the wisdom well way. Because it really is a practice. And it's really helpful to have the support of another, like myself, to supporting you, guiding you through the steps, so you don't have to think all about it. And helping to discern, You know, when something comes through, okay, is this my mind telling me this? And also doubt comes up. You know, you start to doubt yourself. Well, am I making it up? Is this true? So in the open process, when you're waiting for wisdom, sometimes the mind gets in the way because it starts to doubt and you go into your mind. And that's what I've observed in my years of this process with myself and also with clients that I've coached, is the mind wants to step in and is trying to, you know, control and figure it out. And the wisdom well way is not about, it's about getting out of the mind and coming into the body and sensing, feeling, opening. So the attention is very much more in the body, in the belly, in the chest. It's not in the mind. But we are so used to living from our minds. And so it's also a practice of how do I drop down and in, deep down into the earth and listen from there. So if this video has sparked interest in you and you're wanting more support, you'd love to learn more about how to use the Wisdom Well way to find the answers to the questions you have about your condition or about anything in your life. You can ask about absolutely anything, you know, your finances, your relationship, your purpose, your career, your home, your kids, anything at all. There is nothing that you cannot ask about. And to be able to receive wisdom and truth, you start to realize that you become the teacher, you become the guru. You find the answers within. Instead of looking out there in the world, you know, YouTube, the internet, Google. No, you come back inside, you rest here, you come home and you tune in and you ask for deeper wisdom and you open, because the truth is that it's always right here. And when you learn how to tune in and drop in and align with the truth of being, you open to this channel of wisdom that is always here. You just didn't know how to tune in. But once you learn and you recognize and you find that pathway, wow, then you open to so much wisdom and truth. And really, that is the truth of your being. Of our shared being is wise and knowing and loving and really is the truth, is the love that we are. So much more opens up and it changes your life. It has changed my life. I now feel so empowered because I know how to tune in, how to receive, how to listen, how to discern. And I'm so grateful to my teacher, Colleen Joy, for teaching me this Wisdom Well way. And if you'd like to learn, then find me on my website, which is, you'll find the details below, spiralconnect.co.za. You'll find my details there. I'm on Facebook. You can drop me a private message, or if you're getting this on email, send me an email and let me know how I can support you in learning how to practice this Wisdom Well way so that you too can find the answers you're looking for, can find out why this is happening and what is it that it's showing you. So you can find your own wisdom, your own truth, the answers to all the questions you ever wanted to know. And it's truly liberating. You find freedom, joy, peace, an expansive way of being in your life. That is what you have been searching for your whole life. So blessings to you. I hope this video has been helpful. And again, get in touch with me if you'd want some support and some help and some guidance in learning the Wisdom Well way that can really change your life.